Where's the garbage can? Like, really, I need to throw up or something. Maybe I should run to the toilet. I don't know. But this game was awful. It just finished. I couldn't watch the last 3 minutes because it was just making me cry, pretty much, metaphorically. Raptors lose 105-96. The game just ended. Now, that score 105-96 and only being down 9 points, that's very generous because the Raptors won the fourth quarter by 13 points. Ha! But that wasn't enough. Because the Raptors, it's funny, they have a great first quarter and a great fourth quarter. Let's say better fourth quarter, not great, but it was better. And they still just suck in the middle frames. And what I don't understand, I understand this team has been really bad in the first half, which we've seen over the last 4 games. Even though we've won all 4, we've been coming back. And I said it in the New York Knicks video. If we play like the way we did against New York, against Washington, we're going to lose. They're going to wipe us clean. And in the first quarter, I'm like, okay, this team has come to play defensively, and they're making some shots. They're making enough. Second quarter starts, and Washington goes on a 16-0 run. What? I don't get how you can change like that. I understand it's a game where things can flip like that. I understand that, but that bad? I don't remember the last time I saw a 16-0 run against the Raptors. They were up 2 at the end of the first quarter. They were down 16 at the half. Excuse me. Yeah, they were down 16 at the half. My math is correct there. I can't fathom it. I really, really can't. And then they come out in the third quarter and they're -6 there. You think, okay, all right. And they had a little bit of a surge. Yeah, okay, not Serge Ibaka, but you know what I'm saying. They had a little surge right at the end of the second quarter to get them within, I think it was 16 or yeah, it was to get them within 16. It was 22 or 23 at one point, And I thought, okay, we just need to come out firing like we did, like we do in the second half, or like we do usually. And that didn't come. That did not come in the third quarter, and the Raptors were down by 22 at the end of 3, and I thought to myself, okay, well, the Raptors literally need to have what the Wizards had in the second quarter to come away with this. And I think they got their first 2 shots, or they got one, they cut it to 18, and I'm thinking, okay. Then they give Bogdanovich a wide open look, and my God, on this night and in general, do not give that guy an open look. The guy was 9 of 12, and he was 6 of 7 from 3. The guy is a monster. He was their trade deadline pickup. He was a fantastic pickup. But, the Raptors only losing 105-96, man, that's generous. Yeah, they won the fourth quarter by 13, but really? At that point, and, it was 14 with a minute to go, and at that point, it's over, and it sucked. The Raptors looked atrocious. They only shot 37% from the field. Washington shoots 48%. And at one point in that second quarter, Washington was shooting 65% from the field. The Raptors at one point were shooting 29% from the field. That's really, really, really bad. And I say sometimes that, good free throwing, good, wow, hello, thank you. Good free throw, if you're good in the free throws at one point or in one night, you're giving your team a chance to win the game. The Raptors were 92% from the line, 22 of 24. But when you're shooting 37% and 35% from 3 and only getting 2 3-pointers by the half, it's no matter what your free throw percentage is, it's going to be difficult, and it's rough. It is rough, and the Raptors out-rebounded them, but this is the stat. This is the reason the Raptors lost is their ball movement. It was not there. In the first half, first quarter, it was there. They were moving the ball. It was looking good. Their defense was pretty active. They were looking all right. I don't know what happened after that because, do you guys know what the assist numbers were to end the game? Washington had 32 assists, which is ridiculous in itself. How many did the Raptors have? 11. 32-11 in assists. That is awful if you're a Toronto Raptor fan. And I look at players, the bench was a ridiculous... At one point, if I'm not mistaken, I saw a stat pop up. I think it was like the bench points per team. Washington had 31 points at one point from their bench. The Raptors, 3. Are you kidding me? I just don't get it. Serge Ibaka had a ridiculous night. 22 points, 12 boards. He was 8 of 17 for 47%, 2 of 2 from the line, 4 of 6 from 3. I mean, he was great tonight. Damari Carroll, nowhere to be found. 0 of 4, 3 of 3 from the field. He was awful. JV, 7 points, 11 boards. Normally that's okay, but when he shoots 3 of 12, yeah, no, that's no good. Corey Joseph had 11. He was 5 of 11 shooting, so not bad. DeMar only had 24. He shot 7 of 20 for 35%. He was garbage. And Patrick Patterson ended up with, now get this, in 21 minutes, he had no points, 4 boards, no assists. He was 0 of 6 shooting, and he missed all 4 3-pointers he took. Norman Powell, man, you know what? His stat line is 16 points in 16 minutes, but he had a rough night. He was 5 of 12 shooting for 41%. He was 1 of 4 from 3. And what I've learned about Norman Powell and what I've been seeing is that we know Lowry's out. And we know it hurts. But Norman Powell, it looks like he's just trying to force every shot he takes. There's a guy on him. He's chucking it, right? And because he's trying to be that guy. And we just want you to be Norman Powell, man. That's all we want. Because we love Norman Powell when he's Norman Powell. Not when he's trying to be Kyle Lowry at this point in his career. It's not what we want to see. And with this loss, the Washington Wizards now go up a full game on the Toronto Raptors and have 2 games in hand over the Raptors. That's tough. And Boston's beating Cleveland by 4 right now in the third quarter. And oh yeah, it's not like you got a break coming up, right? Because you're right back at it Friday night. You're taking on the Wizards again, but you're in Washington this time. I mean, it's not going to be easy. The Raptors got to find something. People say DeMar's the guy. He's going to be carrying this team. Well, it shouldn't be that way. We picked up Serge Ibaka. He was dynamite tonight, but DeMar wasn't there. I mean, it just wasn't... It was an awful game. On both sides of the floor. I think you guys can attest to it that this was an awful game. It was an abysmal game. They were taking a lot of stupid shots. They were not communicating on the defensive end. I mean, how many clear, wide open shots did Bogdanović have? Ridiculous amounts. There were times where I'm like, that's a solid defensive possession. And then the next one, you're like, what's going on? Right? It just wasn't there. And this just really they have to smarten up fast because it's not going to be easy in Washington to beat Washington. And then you're going to Milwaukee to face Milwaukee to play back-to-back games, for goodness sake. So I don't know what this team is going to do. I just hope they come out firing on Friday night. They have to. But the thing is, they got to play 48 minutes. They can't play 24 minutes. They can't play 12 minutes. They can't play 38 minutes. They got to play a full 48 to beat the Wizards. I think we can all attest to that. We can all agree with that. Because Washington's a good team. With the addition of Bogdanović, I'm not just going to say he's their whole team because Wall and Beal are ridiculous and Otto Porter's unreal, and Gortat's good. They have some great players on that team, but the addition of Bogdanović is ridiculous. When they had that 16-0 run, this guy was just shooting 3 after 3. It was ridiculous. Just sucks. This could have been a game where the Raptors are like, yep, we're good. We're back at it. But instead, they just don't look good whatsoever. They need to smarten up for Friday. So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video and did not enjoy the game, if that makes any sense to any of you guys, hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys haven't already. Comment down below what you guys thought of this abysmal mess. Because losing by 9, it wasn't by 9 in our eyes. I think it was a lot more. In your heart, it was a lot more, but on the scoreboard, it was only 9. So comment down below what you guys thought of this game. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow night, Leafs edition, as they're in LA taking on the Kings. Maybe Eric Fair is going to be in the line. I'm not too sure about that. We'll find out tomorrow. And also Friday, Raptors edition, as they're back. They're in Washington to take on the Wizards once again. And I mean, when you say you need a win, I think this is kind of the time to say it, because you go 2 games down with Washington having 2 games in hand. It's not going to be easy to come back. All right, so we'll talk to you guys then, and we got to get back on the winning note again. 1 loss. It was ugh. We need to win Friday night. We'll see you guys then.